We're diving into one of the most popular, most iconic topics in guitar tone. We're talking about overdrives, what they are, how they work, how they're different than transparent drives. If you didn't watch my video on transparent drives, go check it out, because today we're talking about overdrives. So if you've ever wondered how or why some pedals just seem to feel smooth and mid forward and set just right in the mix, this video is for you. I am Nathan from the Worship Journal Guitarist Edition and Worship Calling, and we have ourselves a Tone Master Tuesday on a Wednesday as always, because that's when YouTube told me you make every strum count. So let's jump in. We are talking about overdrives. What are they? Overdrives are like a tone shaping gain stage. Okay, it's not like the transparent drives, which really preserve that tone from your guitar and your amp. Overdrives are designed to really reshape that tone before it even hits the amp. So think about, most of them have this mid boost, a mid hump. A lot of them are going to have bass roll off to really tighten up that low end. There's going to be way more compression than like a transparent drive. The clipping or the drive, the distortion is going to be way more aggressive than a transparent drive. And I'll tell you, they all have their signature voice. They all have their own unique tone that you'll be able to spot a mile away. Like you'll know I know that pedal. Where a transparent drive, like we talked about before, is really kind of an extension of the amp. It's really trying to push what the amp and guitar does, where an overdrive is more of its own seasoning that you're adding to your tone that's kind of on par with the amp and guitar. It's almost like another tonal character in that lineup. So overdrives don't just push your amp. They really do. They really add their own unique voice signature flavor to it. They give you that classic, smooth, singing style breakup that works in almost any mix. Overdrives are kind of built to solve a problem. That's kind of how they came about. So as you know, like when you've got that classic amp that you love and you just want more breakup, you want more saturation, you want more compression, and you just crank the volume, right? I mean, that's how I found my sweet spot in the amp, was right there. I'm just going to crank it more because I want more of the sweet spot. But that's not what happens when you get past that sweet spot. Things start to get muddy or harsh when you push the amp too hard. And so overdrive pedals were kind of created to try to fix that by shaping the tone and the EQ before the amp ever even sees the signal. So again, they're going to be great, mid-range boost, especially for solos to be able to cut through the mix. It's got that bass roll off, tighten up the low end, way more compression. So you're not going to have as much control with your pick attack. You're not going to be able to clean things up real easy just with your pick attack because there's so much compression in these pedals. So those overdrives, they make your tone more controlled. You're not able to control it with your hand, but it's more controlled by the pedal, and honestly, more mix ready, more predictable, especially like in a live setting. Let's pick these three to look at just as examples. The green box is probably it's the Tube Screamer, right? It's probably the most famous overdrive ever. It's got a nice mid hump, so there's a nice mid boost. There is a bass cut, and it's an aggressive clipping. It's an aggressive overdrive, but it's smooth at the same time, and that's kind of its own characteristics. So it's really tightening everything up. Works great in lots of genres. So this is just the amp again. Using that Blues Junior. I feel like I'm in that sweet spot on the Blues Junior. Like if I wanted more, it's going to start getting muddy. It's going to start getting harsh. But if I just really wanted to just get that overdrive. I'm getting out of that edge of breakup arena. I'm hitting that overdrive area. This green box has a sound that's very unique. So you can see what I'm talking about. Like, you're still getting the tone of your amp. Like, I can still kind of hear that blues junior sound, but it's almost like on par with it is this tube screamer sound that is unique all of its own. They're almost like fighting each other for who's the most dominant in the shaping of the tone, the amp or this tube screamer, right? And that's what I was meaning, where a transparent drive, all you hear is really the amp. You get a little bit of shaping from the transparent drive. It kind of shapes it just a little bit, kind of pushes things forward. But the overdrive pedals really kind of compete with that tone of your guitar. And you can hear I'm still able to clean it up a little bit with my attack. But not much. I'm still hearing tube screamer. I can still hear the distinct characteristics of that tube screamer even when I adjust my attack. The other one I was going to pull up was the Boss BD2, Sapphire Drive, and the Tone Master Pro. And it feels to me like it's way more open than the tube screamer. It's just got this open sound. There's less of that mid hump, but there's like more top end bite to it. And it's just, I think this is why this one's a really good option for drive stacking. If you haven't checked out the videos I've done on the drive stacks, check those out. There's a reason why this one's kind of popular in some of those stacks. And then the other one I'm going to look at is the OCD or the CSD in the Tone Master Pro. Again, even more gain. This thing's got more gain than the Blues Driver or the Tube Screamer. It's got more gain, more low end even. And just way more aggressive in my opinion. But it would work really well, especially like in especially like a rhythm, you're just kind of playing just kind of got that a little bit of a chug to it, I guess you could say. But yeah, way hotter than the others, way more drive. And yeah, that's kind of what makes the overdrives, right? Is they take a more prominent seat at the tone table. They are adding way more to your tone than a transparent drive. They are right there front and center with your amp, with your guitar, kind of its own unique sound, its own unique characteristics that are very upfront. You see it, you hear it, it's right there. Like I said, less control, so you're gonna feel a little more. I don't want to say handicapped in your control, but I don't know how else to describe it. Like, I don't have as much control with my attack, with my hand, even with my volume knob on my guitar. It's not giving me as much control as it does with like a transparent drive, but it's also very tight. It's very just mix ready to go, especially like in a live setting, ready to go. So yeah, that is Overdrives, that's what I, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you got a little information, a different way to think about overdrives. If you, kind of look at the list of drive pedals in the Tone Master Pro and think, well, I'm just picking some to pick them and I don't know what they do. I don't really know what they are. Now you kind of know the difference between a transparent drive and an overdrive pedal. Next, we're going to be talking about distortion pedals, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. We're going to just kind of round it out, try to talk about all three. And as always, guys, make every strum count, and I will see you next time.